Rejection is an interesting topic. It's something that we often, for lack of better words, reject. I think a lot of us see it as a bad thing, and we never look at the good side. Just because you got rejected doesn't mean something's over. It's just giving you another chance to do something. I've grown up my whole life fearing the rejection from women and failing a video game or posting a YouTube video. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of realized that rejection is just a building block. And I know it's corny to say, it's something that everyone says, but in reality, it's truthful. To get anywhere in life, you need to be able to get rejected. Nobody goes their entire life without being rejected. Nobody's perfect like that. So to move on, you need to fail. And I think we need to start looking at rejection as a good thing. We need to see it as that stepping stone. We need to stop treating it like it's that failure that has destroyed us or eaten away at us. Rejection is what makes you better. I'm not someone who typically takes chances, but when it comes to content creation, I have struggled with rejection a lot in the past. When it comes to thinking about being rejected, not even so much getting rejected, but just the thought of rejection. I think that's a topic that doesn't get talked about enough. Everyone talks about how rejection is a failure or how you don't need to see it as a failure and it's a good thing. But nobody talks about the fear of rejection. Because at the end of the day, the real problem isn't getting rejected, it's worrying about getting rejected. When it comes to YouTube, I've failed to post videos. I've given up just because I was worried that no one was going to see it. And at the end of the day, that not only hurts me because I don't get to show people the content I create, but it also hurts the world because they don't get to see the content I create. And I'm not talking me personally, but anyone. There could be the next Technoblade or the next Dan TDM or any famous YouTuber that you enjoy sitting there recording their video and not hitting that post button because they're worried it won't do well or that someone's going to reject them and not like their content. And I think that really sucks because it holds everyone back, not just yourself. I think we need to realize that rejection isn't a bad thing. It's just something that needs to be talked about more. I once heard someone talk about the emotion of embarrassment. It was a Subway interview, and the guy said, embarrassment is a underexplored emotion. And that always sat with me because I thought, that's such an interesting way to look at things. Embarrassment is seen as a bad thing. If you're embarrassed, you're embarrassed. It's negative. But he was saying, go out and get embarrassed. You don't know how the emotion really feels because you don't explore it. You avoid it. And I think the same can be said with rejection. It's something that you avoid, something that you don't want. Instead of worrying about rejection and avoiding it, imagine you just take that chance and post 100 YouTube videos, for example, and you fight that rejection. You fight off those 0 views that you might get or you might not. That will make you a better person and content creator. And I know I've been very specific on this niche of content creation, but it's not all about content creation. It's something for your whole life. I'm sure many of you have heard that if you talk to 100 girls and ask 100 girls out on a date, statistically speaking, you will get accepted at least once. So it really just goes to show that when you take those chances, you have a chance, if that makes sense. If you look at life in a way of, if I ask out this girl and she rejects me, it's over. Okay, I'm done. This is no good. I'm not going to try again. Then you're going to live life fearing rejection. But if you look at it as in, if I ask out 25 girls, one of them will say yes, then every time you get rejected, you'll just see the next one as I'm one girl closer. I'm one step closer. You get rejected 23 times, only 2 more people, and you'll get accepted. And I think that's a better way to look at the world. You should chase rejection, waiting for the victory instead of avoiding rejection and in turn avoiding the victory as well. We just need to look at life differently sometimes. Take a step back and don't fear as much. And that's really all I have to say.